to you, Sarah. Sorry, is it Sarah or Sarah?
Sophia.
I beg your pardon?
Sophia Bichi. Sophia Bichi, good morning.
Okay.
Sophia Bichi, having you.
Oh dear.
Nice.
Indeed. Thank you very much for joining us. You were one of the numerous observers, and we also spoke to IAGA Africa on Friday as well. So we're delighted to have you too this morning, a different lady from IAGA Africa. What would you say about the election? What is your assessment, having observed?
Okay, thank you so much for inviting me to the program. First is to start by talking about the general atmosphere around the elections, which was peaceful and commendable, at least from the pre-election to the election and even the post-election. There has been no serious case of electoral violence, which is very commendable. And we can say that, yes, the security agents have done commendably well, even before the elections, to kind of help the atmosphere of the state. And we've also seen that in terms of logistics, there's a significant improvement in the logistic arrangement or preparation by INEC, even though it's not where we expect it to be, because based on our data, we've seen that INEC has deployed to 49% of polling units by 7:30 a.m. in the morning, which shows that there was an early start in some polling units. But again, this, if you agree with me by the statistics, is less than 1 of every 2 polling units you visit. So we hope that INEC will do better, but this is also a significant departure from the 17% and the 28% we've seen in the 2 previous elections. In terms of deployment of election materials, we can see that there was, INEC did commendably well, as they have done in other elections, in deploying good election materials. We've seen 90% of all polling units had beavers, and in 90% of polling unit, beavers work properly well, except that in about 3 or 8% of polling, 5% of polling units where beavers malfunction and were not fixed or replaced. We want to say that even in those little percentage of polling units, INEC needs to do better. We've seen like about 8% of polling units where beavers malfunction, but it was fixed or replaced. So these are the kind of interventions we expect from INEC. From the security agents, they were professional over the years. Our security agencies have been doing relatively well in terms of professionalism in elections. This is a total departure from the experiences we had way back in 2018, in Ekiti 2018. But again, there are some issues, there are some aspects that continues to drive our elections, which is first is vote buying. Vote buying again showed up in this election. We saw vote buying happening between by all political parties, most political parties. Most of the major political parties were involved in it, and this is undermining the principle of elections. This is undermining the legitimacy of elections. This is also changing citizens' position in terms of the social contract. Citizens are no longer citizens when their votes are bought. They are turning to clients of elections, and this also makes it difficult for citizens to hold politicians or representatives accountable. This must be condemned. We need to be seen acting to condemn that. I think it's enough of verbal condemnation. We've only seen, based on reports, that about 2 or 3 persons arrested by EFCC, despite this mass vote buying that we've seen. I think this is the time we also need to start thinking of having the Electoral Offense Commission. Something needs to be done. This needs to stop. And I've also heard the narrative being pushed by political actors and even some other actors saying that votes don't count. Citizens too saying votes don't count. I don't believe that votes don't count. If votes are not counting, nobody will buy their votes. So votes are counting. With the reforms we've had in our electoral system, especially in INEC over the years, it's difficult for people to manipulate elections as they used to way back in 2003 and 2007. So people are beginning to resolve to buying the votes. They give you the money to go and vote for them, and this must be condemned. We need to stand on our feet and do something ahead of the 2027 elections. And you know, the dangers of this is not just the fact that people are selling their future, or people are selling their conscience and their ability to demand for accountability, but it's also discouraging people that do not have that kind of resources but have the will, the other resources, that's capacity, capability to run for certain offices, from running from certain offices. This is a menace that has to stop in our electoral system. This is something we need to look at. All stakeholders, even especially political parties, they're no longer investing in issue-based campaign. They're no longer investing in campaigning and selling their policy ideas, but in using their time, taking their time to plan and mobilize resources for procuring vote on elections. The other aspect is on security. I would like to say that the security, we were professional, but the security needs to do more, needs to step up their game. The deployment did not look systematic and organized. We've seen situations where polling units, number of security agents varies from polling units to polling units.
Okay.
And when we say vary, we're not looking at normal variance, we're looking at the disproportional distribution of security agents. For instance, you could see some polling units having one observer, security agent, some two, some seven, some 10. And you ask yourself, what is rationale behind that? And just to buttress that further, we've also seen a situation where a van of security agent was moving and stopping like stopping at the next bus stop to check, are there security agents? How many are there? Then you just drop one or two or whatever number of security agents they feel like, they move to the next polling unit. If there's an intentional deployment, security agents will know which polling unit they are going to before elections, and we should be able to know how many security agents we expect to see at certain polling units. We can have an equal distribution, but for peculiarity of certain locations, there could be more or some little variation. So this is my feedback on security agents. But again, on terms of the vote share that was announced by INEC, it falls within our estimate. And in terms of voter turnout, it still falls within our estimate, which is still considerably low. Some might say that is an improvement from the 10% we had in the 2021 elections. We have 21% now, but this is also below 25%. That is to say, every 1 in 4 is less than every 1 in 4 voters that are on the voter register. So this is also the time we need to step up. 2027 is at the corner, and we need to encourage our citizens by telling them that not voting is also voting indirectly.
Indeed, thank you very much. Well, you said that the voter apathy that we noticed, again, you had known, you had looked at this and known that this was what was likely to happen, even though there were admonitions, advice to come out and vote. The youths were counseled not to turn the empty streets into football playing arenas. But actually, that did still happen. I'll come back and talk with you some more. Mr. George, good morning to you. Good morning, Mr. George. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Good morning, Mr. George. Go ahead, please.
Okay, good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to your guest.
Yes.
Uncle Yori, I want to say congratulations to Professor Chukwuma Soludo for the clean win. You know, we discussed this issue of Anambra a number of times on this program. And I told you the sentiments on the ground favor Soludo a lot. Where he has free education almost at all levels, giving children food to eat at school, and doing so many things that the people themselves are acknowledging. So on the ground, he is well rooted. So I want to congratulate him. The people who want to destroy Nigeria because they want to use Donald Trump to destroy Nigeria because they cannot win elections, they should know that elections, governance is by getting popularity of the people, not just using all sort of things to destroy society that you want to govern. I could see that Peter Obi's candidate came fourth. This time around, fourth. and they are the ones claiming vote buying. The vote buying, Uncle Yori, where there is a market, there must be sellers and buyers. It is the people that we should be talking to, not to sell, even if there is a buyer. If a buyer wants to buy something and he doesn't see the product, he will keep his money. So, and Uncle Yori, is it Professor Chukwuma Solido got 423,000 votes? Does it mean that he bought those votes at 20,000 naira each? Is it possible? Does he have that money? And even if he does, how did he do it without any leakage? If anybody is saying that votes were bought, let them show evidence. The INEC chairman is saying, if you have evidence, bring it. We will address it. But all the people who are saying votes were bought, none of them has been courageous enough to come forward with evidence. When something good has happened, let us acknowledge it. There's no perfect election anywhere in the world. There will be one little shortfall or the other. But when it is generally good, anything that you can score 60% good, we should acknowledge it.
All right, then. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. George. Okay. Well, Safia, there you go. That matter came up again, that matter of vote buying. And I think, you know, people have gone around, journalists have gone around, and what they are concluding is that vote buying was rampant. It was, everybody was guilty of it. I think there were 19 parties that took part in this election, and I don't know how many of those, but the impressions we got. Safia, are you still there? Okay. I understand that Safia Bichi, who is Head of Knowledge Management and Learning at ABGA Africa, might be having a difficulty because of the network. Okay. Safia, you're back. Okay, we were trying to speak with you earlier. This matter, that last caller brought up the whole question of vote buying and providing the evidence. But I think it has been established that there was broad vote buying across the parties. Everybody reportedly tried to, you know, was involved in this. Is that your understanding as well? That who can come out and say that?
Sorry, I didn't get you. It's a bit far.
Okay, I said the matter of vote buying has come up.
Yeah.
There are those who are saying that every contestant actually was either buying or selling votes. Did you get that? Did you get that?
Yes. Just to rephrase your statement, was there vote buying across board, contestants buying votes and selling?
Yes. Okay.
We've seen people from different parties, both the, I don't want to call parties, but the major, the parties with the highest vote share in the elections, not one, not two, not three, involved in the vote buying. We can't say for other parties because the same parties contested, but these were parties that we saw their representatives buying votes. In some instances, people even using POS to buy their vote. And even the citizens are also encouraging that just before the elections, 2 days before the elections, we're doing some voter sensitization. And you hear young people saying that, a new voter saying that, oh, they're not going to vote except they're going to get some money or some things. And we've also heard people even determining I learned that within the state, the voter inducement materials has even changed from rice to wrapper and money, that people are looking for things that are easily conveyable. So was there vote buying? Yes, we've seen that from all parties. We've seen that from the APC, from ABGA, and even other parties. Beyond one or two parties, but we cannot say we've seen in all the system parties.
Okay.
But most of the people with the highest vote share were involved.
One moment, please. Elder David has called in. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Sir Yori.
Thank you.
God bless Nigeria.
Indeed.
We thank God. Congratulations to Nigeria. Congratulations to Soludo. Congratulations to Soludo. Congratulations to the people in Anambra. Congratulations to the new INEC chairman and our God-ordained president of Nigeria since 2031 by grace of God. In fact, within eight hours, we can get results without any complaint. Who are those complaining? Vote by, please. Let's all leave that. Let us people not about attention. I expected all the whole candidates to congratulate this man now because God has spoken and nobody should challenge him. I'm an APC man. I quite agree. APC doesn't ring election. This is not the time of cash and carry. The time of cash and carry has passed. You see the improvements of the voting pattern on how the result comes out within 8 hours. Whereas that of Edo takes some days, though they have improved on it very well. And this is what is going to happen in Osun State. You see what is going to happen there. Congratulations, Soludo. Nigeria greets you. Congratulations to our president. And this is exactly what will happen 2027. The president will get 75% of the vote cast.
Okay, then. Okay, Elder David. Thank you very much for calling in. Anambra has spoken. The results that they produced by speaking with their vote, you know, it has led to Governor Soludo having another term. Okay. The other thing is that, Safia, if I were to come back to you, the voters' apathy, in spite of, you know, educating people, one listens to reports, you know, video reports, audio reports, and people themselves were actually admitting that, I took, or why will I not take? I voted, in fact, I was given this amount, and then I had to vote for this party or that party. And the interviewer was saying, but you know that's wrong. Why did you do that? She says, if I don't take it, another person will take it. So it looks like there's still a lot of work to be done in this whole area of persuading people that, look, there's a new order. Let us all adopt this new order. I don't know if you also heard some of those reports, some of those audio and TV reports, that people admitting that they took, but what do you want me to do? That seemed to be their attitude. Okay, Safia.
I think people, it's about trust.
Carry on, please.
People have lost trust in the institutions, and that's why, and even in our political class, and that's the reason why they feel like it's an opportunity to take my own path.
Yes.
And sometimes the narrative of me, if I don't take it, someone will take it. Is just, but the rationale behind it mostly is that people feel like this is an opportunity. Let me take my share. After all, I'm not going to get anything in the next 8 years. But they also don't understand that it goes deeper, that you as a citizen can make your representative, can make government work if you demand for accountability. But again, if you collect the money, you don't have the moral right at the end of the day. And these people also believe that it was their money that got it for them. It's just like you buying a bread. If you buy with your money, you can decide to eat it or throw it. You can challenge the person to say, oh, that's not your money. I choose to do whatever I want to do. I've purchased it. It's my property. So this is the issue. But again, it's about trust. Citizens have lost trust in our system. And how do we revive this trust? How do we make citizens trust the system again? How do we make citizens believe that their votes can count? How do we make citizens believe that these public institutions and these public officials will work in their interest? How do we do that? It's by ensuring that people are called to are held accountable. I want to see the day that high-profile people will be arrested for vote buying and selling, not the person sharing the money, the person funding the process. Until we reach that point, it will continue, and our public institutions need to start doing better. But in terms of voter education, for me, this is my own personal perspective. I think the 21% did pretty well because the pre-election environment was very quiet. was very quiet. I know that Anambra has issues of when it comes to electoral participation. Their election environment used to be quiet, but that was the same thing we saw in the last year was 2024. In the 2024 Ondo elections, again, is it about the popularity of the candidate? This is another question. Or is it about the institution? But we've seen that it's a mixture of both. Public institutions, citizens lack trust in public institutions, and on the other hand, the candidates are also, and the political parties, citizens lack trust and faith in those political parties and institutions. And people will tell you that whether it's APC, ABGA, or PDP, or DA, or whatever, they're all the same. So this is also a time for even the political parties to carry out internal reforms, while we call for electoral reforms. And one of the my personal key recommendation is that ahead of 2027 elections, we need to focus on electoral offenses. This is the only way we can solve and also build. This is one of the major ways to solve and build trust within and among citizens.
Okay, then. Well, I want to thank you very much, Safia Bichi, Head of Knowledge and Management and Learning at IAGA Africa, for giving us your perspectives, having been part of the observation of the Anambra election. Thank you very much for joining us. Okay.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Okay. Please stay with us. We'll take a break now. We'll be right back.
The Renewed Hope Initiative RHI presents the RHI Green Nigeria Challenge. Go green today for a greener tomorrow. This national competition is in 3 categories. The household category is a tree planting competition amongst 11 frontline states in northern Nigeria. Each participating household in Adamawa, Borno, Bauchi, Gombe, Jigawa, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, Yobe, and Zamfara states will plant a minimum of 1 tree to qualify, with a video evidence of before and after the tree planting exercise. 20 million naira will be awarded to the best household. Submission deadline is 20th December 2026. Community category will see local governments, local communities, schools, and NGOs reclaim and transform degraded or abandoned areas such as dump sites, landfills, parks, and their likes into green, vibrant gardens, parks, and eco-friendly spaces. 50 million naira would be awarded to the overall best community group. Deadline for submission is 15th July 2026. State category will have all states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, excluding Enugu State, have a chance to address the growing threats to environmental sustainability and cleanliness. States will be judged based on the number of trees planted on major roads and inner streets and how clean they are. 100 million naira will be awarded to the best performing state. Already, Enugu State has 100 million naira for being RHI's model green state due to its greenery and cleanliness. Video evidence must be submitted by participating states on or before 20th December 2026. All entries must be directed to RHI Office, State House, Abuja, or email rhi.greenchallenge@statehouse.gov.ng. RHI Green Nigeria Challenge. Go green today for a greener tomorrow.
Okay, then, welcome back. And our guest this time is Daniel Ezeigwe. Mr. Ezeigwe is the senior media aide to the Anambra State Governor, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo. A fine morning to you, Mr. Ezeigwe.
Good morning. Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Oh,
good morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Thanks for having
sir.
me on the show.
Well, congratulations, because you are the senior media aide to the Anambra State Governor, who has just been returned to his office. In fact, I was listening to the governor speaking, and he has said it's about getting back to work. In fact, with the way he was speaking, I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't already in his office this morning, or at least on his way to the office. You were there, you observed it. What would be your assessment? Of course, you're delighted that your man won, but what would be your assessment of the conduct of the election?
Thank you once again. Let me start by telling you that the governor has returned to work. After his Saturday's election, he came back yesterday, Sunday, and he's currently, as I'm talking with you, he's currently in his office working. For him, it's all about work, it's all about delivery, it's all about getting back to his speed. Now, about the election was I would say, if you listen to the governor's speech, if you watch the governor's speech, it was a very commendable process. INEC particularly did a very commendable job, and what we witnessed in Anambra on Saturday was something that we should every stakeholder, every person who loves democracy should commend. What INEC did was spectacular. For the first time, we saw an election held. There was no noise. Everything was peaceful, orderly, and the candidates, even the people that lost the election, have taken it to heart that this is the process, and the process people spoke loudly.
Indeed. Now, the one thing that everybody seems to be in agreement with is that, quite unfortunately, there were incidents of vote buying. In fact, the commentary went further to say that, look, there is no party that wasn't part of that. So let me ask you up front, did ABGA actually provide for vote buying in this exercise?
Coming into the election, all the statistics were in favor of ABGA and the governor of Anambra State. Even though we came into the election with the mindset of underdogs, but all the stars favored the party and the governor, because we looked at what the governor has been able to achieve in his over 3 years in office, quite spectacular in the history of politics in Anambra State. So when you have the massive support, the kind of massive, unprecedented support that Governor Chuma Charles Ludo got before the election, well, you wouldn't embark on what they call whatever vote buying or whatever they call it. Perhaps maybe or the candidates or people who wanted to subvert the process, people who wanted to rig their way into office, participated in that. Other parties participated in that. But when you have total backing of the people, total acceptance of the people, there wouldn't be any need. I remember we are talking about a man who understands the due process, and a man who understands transparency, a man who understands who is guided by credibility and discipline. So that may be other parties, but as far as I can tell from here, I've not seen proof of video proof or evidence of any party engaging in vote buying. I think when people say that there was vote buying, they should be able to show us proof, evidence, so that you back it up with that. As far as I can tell you from here, I voted, and where I voted, there was no such incident. I wasn't giving any money. I voted, and people that were there voted out of their belief and out of what they believe in, and they voted based on performance, and they voted for ABGA.
Okay. Well, Governor Soludo won with over 422,000 votes. His next closest participant in the election was the candidate of APC at 99,000 votes. Can you hear me? I can see that you're straining a bit. Can you hear me? I just want to be sure that you are able to hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in spite of that disparity, Governor Soludo winning at 422 or 3,000, and the next closest man to him just the 99,000. What would you say about the evidenced voters' apathy? people just didn't seem to want to come out to vote for whatever reason. And also you had this national issue of national pastime of youths actually playing street soccer on deserted roads. So those two things. One, your thoughts on the voters' apathy, and also youths, in spite of the counseling, they continue to play soccer on the day of the election.
I think we should rather look at the positive. So let's look at the positive side of it. Comparatively, you should remember that the election that brought the governor in, the 2021 election, was recorded all-time low. About 10% of the total registered voters came out. 10%. That's historic growth. And the governor at that time won with 112,000 votes. And the person that came second at that time won was 53,000. Now we've seen a kind of progress in the number, and I think it's something we should commend. We had over 584,000 people that voted, and that's a bigger progress compared to about 253,000 that voted in 2021. So, and it's all I think we should also commend the governor for doing so well with voter education, trying to get people using all media platforms, every channel to tell people, to get people to vote, get people to register, get their PVCs, and get people to come out and vote for the right process. And it's in as much as we still look at the side of voter apathy and all of that. I think we still need to commend the process, because looking at the numbers, we are improving, and we are improving gradually.
Yes, we are improving gradually, but it needs to be said that the potential in Anambra is great, especially for when everybody stops being scared. And I think that's just my take on it. People were too scared to come out, unfortunately, because of the, shall we say, the unique security situation there. So you're right. It is indeed, Professor Soludo in his acceptance speech also called attention to it. This is still better than before, but overall, you probably will agree with me that, much more can be done once people are reassured. And I know that a lot of people are trying to do their best. They're doing their best to try and reassure people that, come on out, you're going to be safe. But for now, this is what we have. We have the 422,000 votes. And I have heard people say that Governor Soludo winning wasn't unexpected because he has been performing. Talk to me a bit about that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I told you that coming into the election, the stars were in our favor, but we came into the election with the mindset of underdog. We didn't just think that it's all we're home and dry. We still had to do our homework better. But we look at the governor's credibility coming into the election, the governor's performance. This is a governor in the history of Anambra's political since 2029 since 1999. This is the only governor that has performed in 3 years what some governors have not done in 8 years. You look at, you listen to the man that called in the studio before I came into the program. See what the governor has been able to do: education, health sector, infrastructure development, agriculture, economy, every rate, all around simultaneous development. And it was the campaign, the governor's campaign particularly. You see people for the first time in history of Nigeria's democracy, you see people crowdfunding, donating money, giving the massive unprecedented support. People crowdfunding for the governor's re-election. People leading Anambra people leading the governor's re-election, because the governor has performed and outperformed his peers. This is the best governor in Nigeria across all board. So coming into the election, we are very confident of victory because of performance, before the governor's top-notch performance and what he has been able to do in over 3 years plus in office. So it wasn't just any other election. It was an election born out of confidence. It was an election born out of certainty. we are certain that ABGA will win because the stars there, all the stars there favored us.
Okay. Mr. Joshua in Irewolede, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling in.
And good morning to your guests. Once again, everything that the governor-elect has said aligned with him. His statement captured everything. He congratulated Nigeria, the president, INEC, and everyone. Obiori, I'm happy that we have this day. We're seeing it. And I'm happy for your program because your program has always been promoting Nigeria, has always been for the interest of Nigeria. You see, there will never be a perfect election, but the fact remains that this idea, we should get something right. People are using certain narratives to discredit Nigerian elections. Even things that happen elsewhere in the world, when they happen in Nigeria, we amplify them. What is vote buying? The moment they started banditing that word vote buying, I know that this is going towards somebody not willing to concede if they lose election. We should have this narrative of, are we assessing the system or are we looking for excuses to discredit the system? Me, that is what I listen to. Once I know that somebody is trying to discredit the system, I just discontinue whatever they are trying to say. INEC is doing well and they are improving. Like the governor said, every election has thrown up new levels of performance, which is good for Nigeria. I just want to speak to technology.
Okay.
You know the problem we are having with technology. This is not INEC issue. If we have general election now in 2027, because it's not an off-cycle election, there could be a glitch. So they need to work seriously on this technology. If everything works well, as we have it in Anambra, Nigerian election will be effortless and there won't be any noise from anywhere. But whether it is good or not, losers will always say they are consulting, it is a bad election and all that. Whatever it is, congratulations, Nigeria. 2027 will be good. Everyone should work together to give us a good election, and it will be to the glory of Nigeria. Thank you very much for your program.
Indeed.
And Nigeria will do well.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very kindly as well, Joshua in Irewolede, for your kind words. Did you want to react to that? Because it's just like you were saying in a different context. Let's concentrate on the positives. And this is what you've just heard here. Would you like to react?
Yes, I thank Joshua very much for his input. This is what I've been saying. I think we should look at the positive, look at the performance of the institution. We shouldn't be the ones to discredit our own system. When our system works for us, we should give it credit. We shouldn't just keep criticizing, even when the system has improved greatly. INEC has done a very great job. Perfect job, and I think we should give it the desired credit. People that come up and say that there were issues of vote buying. I've told you that when people make such allegations, they come up with a proof. Anambra's election, the election was perfect. It was seamless. It's something that should be commended, and I want to especially commend the new INEC chairman. And like the governor said, you don't have the second chance to make first impression. And what he's been able to do in Anambra State should be commended. And I think we are looking at a greater future in 2027 because INEC did extraordinarily well, and I think they should be commended. We should look at the positives.
You know, you're so right. Of course, ABGA has won. A question that I wonder what your perspective is on the question I've heard asked. Say, what do you think is the impact of ABGA winning, especially when it comes to the 2027 elections, and when you look at the gap by which ABGA won? What impact do you think this will have when it comes to the 2027 elections?
As far as Anambra is concerned, Anambra is ABGA. ABGA is Anambra is in our DNA. If as far as elections are concerned in Anambra State, local elections, governorship elections, Anambra people are voting for ABGA. But you know, because we are progressive, we are in the community of progressives. The party has always has made this voice note to align with the party at the center to support the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The governor has said that because the governor is friends with the president, and he has said that the party in 2027 will support the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, not just because of friendship, but because he has done well and being part of the progressive, as you can see from my cap, progressives are working together. We believe in the same ideology, we believe in the same development and political ideology. We believe that working together will make Nigeria better. Working as a family will make Nigeria better. Division, divisive, having divisive views will always set our country back. And we want to team up together as a community and support and make our country better.
Okay. Mr. Meduoye, good morning to you, sir.
Congratulations.
Good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Larry.
Good morning, sir.
I want to congratulate you for a job well done.
Thank you very kindly.
You made the country by saying the truth.
Thank you very kindly.
Speaking, I want to congratulate you always for the job you are doing. 90% of Nigeria don't realize what you are doing until when you are off the scene. But you will not leave the scene of the next 15 years. See you.
Thank you very much.
The Anambra election is a good domain of the country.
Okay.
In a sense, when the opposition won the local governments in the state that time, people are shouting, it's not possible, it's not possible. All the opposition has done this Agadabra. It happened in those states, in my state. We won our local government. So don't do this all now. What this thing is telling us, once you can perform, people will respect you. And the performance of this governor is based on what Bola Tinubu is doing. They have enough money to spend for development of their states. They are doing it. People are appreciating it. Nigeria, we don't need too much for our government. Little things that we appreciate it. When people said in this program, a lot of us have predicted these results. We know so they don't confess. And we know the second person will be going to be APC. The man that came to the other time in a national election that went to court and now allowed Nigeria to rest, lost his unit to APC. By next year, now we are contested, he lost any election. He'll be shouting it's rigged. And this issue of vote buying, my brother, people should not have buy it.
Okay.
Even the observers should play down on the thing. If somebody don't decide to buy votes for 400,000 people, even at 10,000 naira, please you can calculate it. Where we get that money from? If
exactly.
you get 400 people, the state will be broke.
That's right.
The state will be broke. We also when he was campaigning about people are donating for him. Is it those people that were donating for him that will be collecting money for him to vote again? Logically, it doesn't make sense.
All right.
So all the local government he went, over 30% of those local, or about even 70%, donated money towards his campaign. So now they want to come and vote. You expect him to go and get them money. Or is it Kasuku of APC that collected that gave money to 99,000 people? 99,000 people are huge.
All right then.
Congratulate even the APC candidate too for getting such number.
Indeed.
It's a huge number. If you get 100,000 people in the place we bought, national stadium cannot take 100,000 people. The man said so you want to tell me that was to bought about 100,000 people with 50,000 naira. It's just rush. Everybody, if I be involved in the election, if your party makes change to be pulling votes and they voted, it's natural they come to me that Esther, I want to transfer here. You give them whether that's something.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Also for your kind words. Thank you very much. So, well, maybe just as our people say, put mouth. Just put mouth, Mr. Ezegwe. We just have a minute or so more.
There's nothing more to say. Everybody is watching. They say what you are wearing on the arm, you don't need glasses to see. Mm-hmm. So the governor has done so well, and our people have come out to amplify their support. The support has been loud, emphatic, and unprecedented. And like the governor said, is gear 4. He's entering gear 4. He has already entered gear 4, and his bent is determined to give Anambra a new beginning. He's determined to ensure that he leaves a legacy that will outlive generations, and that's what he's determined to do. And our people are seeing what the governor is doing. Okay. The numbers are there. Everything is there, and they can't wait to support him further and further.
We're going to have to leave it there. But thank you very much, Mr. Ezekwe, Mr. Daniel Ezekwe, Senior Media Aide to the Anambra State Governor, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo. So congratulations to Nigeria, as someone said. Congratulations to Anambra, as the person said. Indeed, congratulations to Governor Soludo for winning a second term. So we're going to have to. Thank you so much. Our pleasure. So we're going to have to leave it there. That's our program. Do please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.
Following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV.
It's Black Friday, the biggest shopping celebration of the year. And you know what that means. It's time for massive deals, unbeatable prices, and jaw-dropping discounts. Only on ShopX TV. Do you wish there was a single solution to handle all your blending, chopping, and grinding needs? Introducing the CookX 4-in-1 Blender, the ultimate kitchen tool to revolutionize your cooking. It's a food processor, mixer, grinder, and blender all in one. The incredible CookX 4-in-1 Blender comes with 3 versatile cup sizes, each tailored to handle a specific task perfectly. The CookX 4-in-1 Blender elevates your cooking, allowing you to effortlessly create truly smooth smoothies. No more stopping, stirring, or straining. Just smooth, consistent results every time. This adaptable blender includes 3 convenient cup sizes, each designed for specific tasks to simplify your life. The 650ml cup, the 450ml cup, the 1.8 litre cup. Additionally, the CookX 4-in-1 Blender features a convenient